Hey guys, Josie here with Hill Country Bruja, and I would like to thank you for joining us for week 5 of Share Your Knowledge Sunday. Today we're going to be talking about 3 of the signs in the birth chart that are of importance, and that is your sun sign, your moon sign, and your ascendant sign, also called your rising sign. So I want to talk a little bit about what those are, what those represent, and also a little bit about how you can use those in your magical practices by incorporating them. If you can hear that wrestling around, that's my dog getting comfortable on the couch by me. Anyway, so let's go ahead and get started. I've got some notes here because I actually got a quote from another Bruja. I saw she posted, I was going to do this topic and I saw she posted something along the lines of the topic, and so I got a quote from her about what she said because I was like, wow, that goes perfectly, but we'll get to that. So the sun sign is the sign in your chart that represents the ego. It represents your conscious self. It can dictate the outlining themes of your life, areas of strength for you. It can be your source of power and vitality. For me, I'm a Capricorn, and I thrive. I'm very determined, I'm very ambitious, I'm very goal-driven. I'm very much a Capricorn, but that's just one aspect of me. I'm also on the cusp of Sagittarius. So if you're a cusp baby, your sun sign, you're going to have some attributes of the other sign that you're on the cusp of. So Capricorn is an earth sign, but I also am on the cusp of Sagittarius, which is a fire sign. So I definitely have some fire in me. So I have the assertive and the kind of harsh, rough exterior of the Capricorn coupled with the fire of the Sagittarius. And so especially in the workplace, I'm known for speaking my mind. I don't back down, sometimes to a fault. I've been called adversarial in workplace evaluations. I don't know. I stand up for what I believe in. That's all I can say about that. But so if you are a cusp baby, you want to kind of pay attention to what the sign is that you're on the cusp of, and you can also work with that energy too. For instance, getting into my Capricorn season, December 22nd is the first day of Capricorn season. I start to feel very productive. I'm overwhelmed with ideas and plans, usually work-related, business-related. When I make business cards and labels and new products and things like this. Whereas most people in Capricorn season can be lethargic because it's around the holidays. It's been the hustle and bustle of the holidays. So, you got New Year's and all of that stuff. And so a lot of people can kind of be more tired and less productive, but that's not my experience because that's my sun sign. I feel very in tune with it, and when I'm in that season, I also feel a lot of creativity leading up to that in Sagittarius season because of my cusp energy. I feel like I'm getting ready. If you have been following me for a while, I do a lot of Yule decor. I make a lot of wreaths, and around the beginning of, end of Scorpio season, beginning of Sagittarius season, I get it into freaking hyperdrive. I'm going crazy. So that's kind of how those work for me. Now, your moon sign is different, and your moon sign is probably my favorite sign because it represents the inner you, the you that you maybe don't let the world see, the you that is your emotionally vulnerable self. It rules your emotions, your intuition, and it's kind of the side of yourself that you keep to yourself, or to maybe those that you feel comfortable with. Mine is Pisces, so I have a water sign. So it's really funny because I have that callous, kind of harsh Capricorn and the fire of the Sagittarius, but then I have this emotional and sensitive and intuitive water sign for my moon. And so I kind of am in conflict with myself because of that sometimes. But I love the Pisces aspect of myself. It's something that I recently started embracing over the past years. And so that being said, it being your inner self and the part of yourself you keep to yourself, it's also a very auspicious time to do shadow work. If there is, if there's an area of your life you need to work on, when it's in your moon sign when it is in your moon sign, it is a great time to do that. And so I want to kind of share a quote with you guys. This is where I have my notes that I got from Witch of the Shoreline, Meg. If you don't know who she is, she's a wonderful, wonderful witch in the community. She's one of the co-curators of Witch With Me. If you're following that page, they do a lot of fun witchy challenges and just really promoting inclusivity in the community. I love what they're doing. I love Meg. She's one of my witch besties. So I saw that she did a post about the working with her moon sign and it boosting her spell work, and I thought, well, that's really neat. Sorry about the dog barking. So that's really neat. And can you tell me some more about that? And so this is a quote from her. When the moon is in your own moon sign, you pack an extra witchy punch and spell work. She goes on to add that this works with the element your moon sign is in. For instance, if your moon sign is a water sign, then you would have that same boost when the moon is in any of the other water signs. So that's interesting to know, because you don't have to wait around for it just to be, you know, for me Pisces, I don't have to wait just for you Pisces. I can also do some shadow work and pack an extra punch when it's in any water sign. So that's really neat. And thank you so much, Witch of the Shoreline, for contributing that little piece there. Now, like I said, it's one of my favorite aspects of the chart. It represents our talents. It represents, I'm a kind of person, I'm super private, so I love that it represents the inner self that you may not want to share with the world. Because it's okay that we keep some things to ourselves sometimes. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with a little bit of mystery, I always say. We don't have to give everything of ourselves away to everyone. It's okay to keep some things sacred. So I also want to talk a little bit about rising or ascendant sign. Okay, so your rising or ascendant sign is more of how the world sees you, how the world perceives you. So it's not necessarily so much how you see yourself, but it's how others see you. And for me, my rising sign is Libra, and my husband is a Libra, and we have little spats all the time because Libra are also, they want to keep everything balanced, but I've never met a Libra that backs down. I've never met a Libra that doesn't like hold their ground, stand up for themselves and what they believe in, and they're fabulous at arguing. So arguments with my husband are really fun. Sometimes people get a little weirded out. We're not crazy, but it's how we talk to each other. It's how we express our love, okay? So when your rising sign, when the moon is in your rising sign, for me, I found that personal development work can be beneficial. So for instance, being that my rising sign is a Libra, I love Libras, but Libras can be very indecisive. That's something that I struggle with in myself. I'm like, just make a decision and stick with it. So I find that if the moon is in my rising sign, that it might be good that if I've got something that I'm struggling with, doing a reading that night can really bring some clarity as to which direction I should take. And you can also do work around having those parts of yourself not necessarily removed, but toned down. Like say for instance, your rising was a fire sign. And so you might be a little bit short-tempered with other people. You might kind of be quick to anger. And so that might be something that you could work on as far as personal development. Every sign has positive traits and then not so positive traits. As a Capricorn, I'm super judgmental. I try not to be, but I am. But again, the conflict comes in because my moon sign is in Pisces, and so I'm very compassionate and empathetic. So again, always in conflict with myself, and I'm sure a lot of people feel that way. But anyways, so the rising sign is great for working with personal development, and it's also called the mask that we wear. So how the moon sign is the inner side of the self that we keep to ourselves, what we do allow the world to see is the rising sign. So if you don't necessarily connect with your sun sign, for instance, look at those other two signs, because there's so much to a birth chart, and there's more than that. I'm just doing these three There is a lot more. We could get into the whole chart. That would be a much longer video. But if you're just weighing on your sun sign, you're really missing the full picture. Now there's some great websites to get your chart done for free. I think it's www.astrology.com does one. And then also, I really like an app, and it's free, and it's called CoStar. And CoStar will allow you to do your full chart on there, and it'll actually go through and tell you what each one means. It'll tell you like, okay, so your sun is in Capricorn, so that means this, or your Mercury, Capricorn is Mercury, so that means this, and it'll explain all of that stuff to you. You can also add other people in there and see how your charts match up, areas that would, you'd need to work on if you were going to get in a relationship with them, or even a friendship relationship. Another one is Pattern. That's another app that's cool for doing this kind of stuff. But Pattern, I found, doesn't necessarily denote your chart to you the way that CoStar does. They're both good apps. They both have a lot of useful information and are good for, if you want to check in daily on your astrology and see what your horoscope says. But I prefer CoStar for actually digging into my chart. So anyways, thank you for joining. This is the longest video I've done. I'm going to try to do more videos like this. The reason being is because, yay, I started a YouTube channel. So far, my YouTube channel just has my Share Your Knowledge Sunday videos that I've done. So I want to start doing videos every week. But I do plan to add some other things to my YouTube channel. You can look it up, Hill Country Bruja, find me on YouTube, hit the subscribe button, and I'll be uploading some tutorials, and then I'm really wanting to get to where I'm doing some interviews with some other witchy boos in the community so that we can kind of learn from each other. I really love how this community has been banding together. Quick plug, if you are not following Witch With Me or Witch Swap, check them out. They're doing some really great things for the community. And if you want to listen to some great occult podcasts, check out Cursed Cast. They just dropped their newest episode last night at midnight about demon dogs. And as I get ready for work, I'm about to turn that episode on. I hope you guys have a wonderful day and be blessed. And thank you for joining. Bye.